Well, and finally, 11th grade teachers of Marymount and members of the school's leadership team, parents of 11th grade court, and of course, peers in the 11th grade generation, I want to tell you about one last thing about something personal that it is very significant to me that happened when I was your age. This happened when I was in English class reading this book called Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And well, first of all, this is not going to sound good at all, but let me tell you that few of the books that I had read in my entire life at that time, let me tell you that I had only read one completely, like all of it, of the 7 books that I had ever started to read since I was a kid till that time. And I want to tell you that this was the first book that I ever enjoyed, and I had a good time reading it. And let me say that it was worth it, since after all, I got all tens in all the quizzes that my dearest English teacher Oliver Martin that gave me classes at that time, and I loved and I would like to thank him for being so wise and be to me like few other teachers I have met, be one of the most cultured and significant, and I want to thank him for helping me even though he didn't knew. So let's return. So as I told you that this book really marked me in my life and it was very special for me, let me tell you why. Maybe if I achieve it, it will leave something marked in your lives that will help you in case that anyone if you don't feel ready or are restless like I was about what I was and you are now on the brink of adulthood but you haven't reached that point yet or you don't feel like you're ready to start this stage. I want to tell you that in Catching the Ride and Holden, I didn't really knew or understood the concerns of adults. And also, I want to share with you something that sometimes made me very sad, which is something that Holden says, and it is. The saddest part of childhood is that once it passes, you can never get it back. And this made me reflect a lot on whether my childhood was worth it or whether I enjoyed it or took really advantage of it as I should. So yeah, another and last one that really marked me the most was about this another anecdote Holden says, and it says like this. I wish someone will carry me or something. I felt quite strange, but I don't know exactly in what sense. I don't like to make too many changes to things. I always feel sad after changing things, as if I were losing something that I really liked. These words from Holden made me realize that I was not the only one who felt bad because of the obligation that there had to be changes, that I couldn't help but understand that one day I was going to grow up and reach high school and that next year I was going to have to decide what my next years were going to be about. But not only that, but also that I was going to have to take charge of the next years of my life. And that's how through the time and years I realized little by little that it's not so bad to grow up and make your own decisions. For example, when your mom or dad took you shopping for clothes and they would choose for you, or when a waiter at the restaurant will ask you what you were going to like to eat, but you didn't have any power to decide for yourself and your parents had to decide for you or take the order? Well, no longer. Now when you grow up, now you can decide what you would like to wear, what you would like to eat, and what would you want to achieve. Now, your only obstacle to achieve your own goals, it is only you. Now, you start to be your own boss, and you start to be more independent. And this has its advantages and disadvantages. But as I always say, there is more good in things or changes than bad. So you have to enjoy always at all times. In our lives, good things will happen, or something that is not bad, but take it as a lesson or normal experience of life, and take advantage of everything that is open for us to do. Everything that we have the opportunity to do, do it. and take advantage of it. And don't waste your time, because believe me, if you don't do it now, you will realize that you didn't do it too late. So if you are already reaching the adult stage, but you still don't feel like adults, so to speak, it is normal, and don't worry about it now. Now just enjoy. Stop worrying about, but be responsible and take care of your duties. Thank you everyone, and I hope it has been of some help.